Here are 7 Amazon Prime Day board game deals that the whole family will enjoy. Now, to get Prime Day deals, you do have to be a Prime member. There's a link in the description for 30 to 6 months free of Amazon Prime and 50% off. Go check that out if you don't have Amazon Prime already. And even if you do, you can get 50% off if you qualify. Now, we're going to take a look at these games from youngest to oldest. And so, starting off with Habba's First Orchard. This game is in the youngest tier as one of the best starter board games if you have toddlers around 2 or 3 years old. It's a cooperative game. Cooperative games are the best because nobody really loses, and it's not like everyone gets a trophy. You're just all working together, which is really nice. There's no sibling rivalries or, somebody feeling like they don't ever win. You guys get to celebrate together. So don't worry if you have little ones getting upset or anything like that. This is one of those cooperative games where the gist of the game is you roll a big chunky color-coded dice and you harvest fruit from trees, and you're trying to do all of this before the raven gets to the end of the path. And so it's like a low-stress way to teach young kids how to take turns, match colors, and roll the dice. It's currently on Prime Day deal. It's 20% off. You can always look at the price history. So if you click on the little price history button next to any of these prices, you can see if the Prime Day deal is actually a real deal or if the board game or any item is actually something that is priced lower at different times too. And so we can look at the 1 month price, the 3 month price, and the 1 year price. And it looks like this is pretty much the sale price that they don't do very often on this product. So it's a good price. It's a good Prime Day deal. And it's a good one for 2-year-olds and up. So if you're just starting out with board games, I think this is a really good one. Next up is called the Sneaky Snacky Squirrel game. Now this one's for like 3+, so kind of that preschool age, getting into maybe kindergarten, but it might be a little bit young for kindergarten. There's a spinner. It tells you what color acorn to grab. And there's all these spaces on the wheel where a storm can blow your acorns back, or you can steal an acorn from another player. It's a quick game, but it's competitive and gentle again, right? It teaches fine motor skills and color matching. And while there is winners and losers in this one, it's kind of a fun, sneaky, snacky squirrel, funny little game. The next one on the list is called Hoot, Owl, Hoot. It's another cooperative game, which is nice. It's made by Peaceful Kingdom. They're famous for making incredibly cooperative games for young kids. I think there might be another one on the list actually coming up too. But this one's for ages 4+, so we're kind of moving up a little bit. And the goal is to work together to get the flock of owls to fly back to their nest before the sun rises. On your turn, you play a colored card, you move the owl to the next matching space, and the catch is that there's sun cards in the deck. So every time someone draws a sun card, the sun token moves 1 step closer to daylight. So if all the owls make it home in time, then everyone wins. It's a great step up from First Orchard because it introduces a tiny bit of like strategy and strategic choice, like deciding which owl to move to maximize your cards. And so that's kind of moving up the list. The next one is one that we have at home and we really love. It's called Outfoxed. It's really great with our 6-year-old. He was actually 5 when we started playing it. He loved it then too. I think they list it for 4 to 8 years old, but it's a whodunit mystery type of game. This one's one that we play constantly, and it's another cooperative game. Basically, you're all trying to figure out which fox is the thief before the fox moves all the way across the board. And if you can figure out who's the thief, then you all win. You're all the detectives. You're searching for clues. You're flipping over suspects. If the fox makes it to the end, then the thief wins. And we love this one because it's one of those things where it's cooperative again, and it's kind of a fun game that's different every single time you play it. I thought, oh, well, once we know who's a suspect once and they're the person that did it, then the game would kind of reveal itself each time we play. But there are just thousands of possibilities because you reveal clues in different orders. And so the game becomes something where you're trying to figure out who did it because all these different, it's kind of like the game Guess Who, where you get clues about what someone's wearing or what they look like. And that will slowly, through process of elimination, remove different thieves or foxes. This one, the instructions, fair warning, they look really complicated, but it's not that complicated. You roll dice to try to look for clues or flip over suspects, and if you don't get the right dice roll, then the fox gets to move forward. And that's pretty much it. Fox makes it to the end, the thief wins in that case. If you guess before that who the thief is and you've kind of eliminated everyone, then you're able to win as a team, which I think is my favorite part. Now moving up, we've got this other Peaceable Kingdom Dinosaur cooperative game. Like we said, Peaceable Kingdom does these cooperative games. So this one is called Dinosaur Escape. And it's great if your kids aren't into foxes, but they are into prehistoric creatures. Our son is actually huge into dinosaurs right now. This might be one that we target on the list. Basically, the theme here is the volcano is about to erupt, and you have to help the 3 different dinosaurs safely escape Dinosaur Island before it's too late. And so you roll dice to move the dinosaurs, you flip over tokens, you're finding their matching hidden spots or their hiding spots. But if you get a volcano icon, then you've got to add a piece to this 3D volcano in the center. So if it gets completed before the dinosaurs escape, then the volcano essentially wins. But otherwise, it's a real fun mix of memory, teamwork, and kind of racing against the clock mechanic. But you're building the volcano or you're getting the dinosaurs out, so the dinosaurs are trying to escape. That one is a little bit more moving parts, but I think it may or may not be simpler than Outfoxed in a way. But once your kid gets used to the game and you kind of go through it that first practice round, these kind of games start to make a lot more sense. Now, one of the most popular board games out there is called Catan. There's a Catan Junior, and we're moving up in the age level here, 6 plus, maybe even older, depending on how well your kid handles the different rules of a game. But this one's more strategy and concept based. So everyone knows Catan, and Catan Junior kind of streamlines the mechanic for younger kids without losing that core DNA of the original game itself. And instead of building settlements, you're basically pirates building hideouts and ships across this network of tropical islands. So you roll the dice to generate resources like wood and cutlasses, molasses, and then you trade them with the bank and other players to keep expanding. And so instead of there being like the robber from the adult version, there's a ghost captain that blocks resource generation. It's kind of a perfect gateway game to get kids used to that sort of resource management and light strategy. And obviously we're just getting a talking head here, but if we look at the game a little bit closer, you can see there's lots of pieces, moving parts. There's going to be a lot to understand. And when you start to add strategy and concepts, that's when it starts to become something more fun for older kids, but also fun for the whole family. The last one here is 8 plus. It's a little bit longer game. It's called Survive the Island. It's for probably the oldest age on the list. The premise is you're all trapped on an island. It's sinking in the ocean piece by piece, and your goal is to get the explorers off the island. Now, you want to do that safely, get them off to those surrounding shores around the edge, but the water's filled with sea monsters and sharks and whales, and players can control that to smash into each other's boats or eat swimming explorers. It's really interactive, a little bit cutthroat, but genuinely fun for both kids and older adults. If you want something that's sort of a proper family game night where you can get competitive, this is the one to pick up. There's a lot of strategy, there's competition, there's also just a lot of moving parts and things to understand and know in the game itself. I would say it's one of those that if you're into that game night, that family competitive atmosphere, this is probably one for that list. And these are all games that are on Prime Day deals. We didn't talk about that. This one's 43% off. We're going to check the price history because one of the things you have to watch out for are kind of fake deals. It's pretty standard that you'll see this kind of spike right before Prime Day. Basically, companies will kind of raise the price definitely back to their list price so that they get that 43% off look on the sale. But you can see here that for a while, it was actually in the last month, just this regular base price, not too much more than what it's costing right now. However, there is a bit of a deal on it. It might not be 43%, but if we look back at the 1 year price, it was on sale recently, but this is dropped down pretty low and it's pretty close to one of the best prices you can get on this game. So when you see a chart like this, you'll see that for the most part, they have that listed quite a bit higher. And so, yeah, it's probably a good deal, 40%, 30, 40% plus off what you can normally find it for. And I would definitely click on that price history. You'll find it up here in the upper right, or you'll find it near the price right here. It could be in either of these spots. And when you do that in the app, it will pull open Amazon Alexa Shopping, and it'll give you the same information as well. And that lets you know whether or not you're getting a really good deal on something, or if you could wait for it. Like if you don't have Prime and you can't shop these Prime Day deals, then you can actually wait for it and know that it's going to go back on sale. But that's a bunch of family board games that you can take a look at here on Prime Day deals. I really love the cooperative aspect in our family. I think it works really well with our kid. He has the most enjoyment for every time we're playing it. And that Outfoxed game is one of the most fun games for both adults and kids as well. Hopefully this helps you figure out what you want to buy board game wise for Amazon Prime Days. Leave a like, subscribe. It really helps the channel and the video do well. And hopefully I'll see you guys in the next one and you guys enjoy some fun family game nights.